You are listening and watching Sweats, Heels, and Mental Health Podcast,
where we have girl talk with a mental health twist.
Please click subscribe and listen and watch for our next episode.
Hey, good people. Welcome to another episode of Sweats, Heels, Mental Health Podcast, where I'm one of your hosts, Maria Drawn Bush, and we're with Twinning with Winning Women. I am one today. My other half of me, she could not be with us today, but she is still with us. I'm missing my twin. But today we have an exciting topic, something that me and Marshawn talk about quite a bit, and it's this thing about fashion. Us as mothers and as women, we tend to get caught up in life in the day to day, and we forget about ourselves, right? We put ourselves on the back burner. And I think a lot of times we tend to forget about that we are part of the equation. We're taking care of everybody else, but tend to forget about ourselves. And so what we go into that mommy wear, right? I remember going out with a couple of my friends and they were like, okay, Maria, we see you with the mommy gear. I said, okay, you know what? I didn't realize that, but I appreciate that. But it's really important for us. I know I've talked to a friend before, and she's like, Maria, when I'm dressed up and I'm looking good, I feel good. And we are big on this podcast talking about our mental health and about self-care. And so, one thing we wanted to talk about and bring on this awesome guest to talk about women and mothers and who are on the go and how to keep ourselves looking good. Right? We talk about mental health and physical health, but what about how we keep up with ourselves, right? And so I wanted to invite in Miss Shonivia Edwards. She is the owner of Zenor Avenue Boutique, and thank you so much for joining us today. I really wanted to hear a lot about your company and what you do. And I know you have so much in because you stay fly. I was looking at your Instagram and your social media, and I'm like, this woman got it going on. Listen.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you so much for joining us. And tell us a little bit about your company and who you are and what you would like to share with the audience today about your company.
So my name is Genovia. I'm actually from a small town. I'm native of Osceola, Georgia, which is a small town with only 2 red lights. I started my business in 2020, like a lot of businesses did. Kind of saw it as an opportunity to really encourage women. Exactly what you talked about when it comes down to their self-esteem, their self-confidence. I actually had my daughter in 2019. And it just got to a point to where clothes didn't look the same on me. I gained a lot of weight. I wasn't confident in my body as a woman, as a self-esteem. So I wanted to encourage other women. I got to a point to where, I started to feel better again. And it was really just kind of like God led to where I didn't want to get in a place just because I felt like I had gained weight, because I had a baby, that I wasn't sexy anymore. And so I wanted to encourage women. And so it came through fashion. I've always been like one of the fashion girls, fashionable, very, very sophisticated, even at a young age. And so I wanted to encourage other women to be the best you, to be the sophisticated woman, to be classy and be sexy at the same time. Even, I said all the time, even with my fupa, after having a child, you're still sexy. You'll love yourself, and you can still dress up, you can still go places, and you can still be the best you and be cute doing it. Be cute doing it, because a lot of times, in the plus size world, specifically, you don't always find a lot of cute clothes.
Thanks.
I mean, literally, you can go into the Cato stores, you can go into the different stores and different things like that, but it's not where it's sexy and it's cute and sophisticated all in one. So I wanted to find a solve for the women, not just, plus size women, but women in general. And I felt like I could be a part of that solution. So I started my boutique. And so today, I kind of want to, stick around the topic of, definitely the self-esteem, the self-confidence. But then what comes with it, being a mom, being a boss, still working in corporate America, and the different opportunities and the barriers and the different things that you face along the way of that journey.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that you said that. And I appreciate you being transparent about your struggles, especially after giving a baby. Our bodies we go through mentally some things and physically, but also, emotionally, like connecting back with ourselves after giving life, right? And so it's hard to find things that make us feel good at a reasonable price. And so I'm so glad that you were able to create this opportunity for mothers and as women, and the message that you send of self-love, like that's powerful. Like at the end of the day, no matter how you look, like accepting yourself in every stage of life, and looking good and feeling good while you're doing that. So yes. Tell me how, when it comes to your company, like, are there things that you like as far as fashion, what what is your inspiration when it comes to pieces that you pick for your boutique? And I mean, because they're just like different, they're unique. I mean, so yeah.
Well, I tried to so I actually did a relaunch. So one of the things that I looked at, what I didn't look at the first time, is I looked at the different parts of the items that either cover a certain way but can still be sophisticated, different, and sexy at the same time. Like balloon sleeves. I looked at different things like that. A lot of women don't like to show their arms. Even some smaller women, they think their arms are too small, or there's some other women that think their arms are too big. So I looked at different things like that. I looked at some of the colors as well. So what are some of the colors that pop, not just plain dark colors, but what are some of the things that kind of tell a story about a person? The eclectic pieces that show something that's different. And then when it comes to like I carry a lot of jumpsuits. So women that are curvy, they like to show their curves and different things like that still be sexy, but you can still kind of cover your fupa still some. And so it kind of gives a different look, but you're still sexy and it doesn't show too much.
Yeah, no, that's good. I love it. I love it. I love a good jumpsuit. Listen, I think I got about maybe 6 or 7 in my closet. They're easy. And that leads me to ask you, what do you feel like is the biggest lesson you've learned in helping mothers with their wardrobe? Because I know from experience and what our bodies go through in every stage. So it's kind of like, what do you feel like from helping women and mothers, particularly on the go, with their wardrobe?
The biggest thing that I've learned is women like things that are easy.
Yeah.
Nothing that's complicated like two-piece sets, but they're soft and they're not see-through. They have quality. Women will pay for quality pieces, not just pieces that are very thin. A lot of times, especially when you're the sophisticated women, they want to have pieces that are quality pieces, but covered and also be easy. And those are some of the things that I've definitely learned.
That's good. No, I like that. It's not thin. I think that's the big thing, because it's like nowadays you seem like everyth's thin and flimsy. And so it's hard to keep up with it, because as mothers, we're trying to save money, right? We're trying to save money, but we want quality at the same time. And so I know that's the another part of that is taking care of your stuff when, as much as possible. But there's times where, we have to throw our clothes in with our kids, or we have to grab something real quick, or something that maybe I can't wash it multiple times. Maybe it has to be something I could just pick.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yes.
Even when it comes down to some of the dresses, even like the piece that I'm even wearing now, is really, really quick to put on. It's buttoned, but it has a pop of color. It has circles on it, so it gives a little something to it. So you want to be able to have that variety pieces. So where you can just throw it on, you can just go, you can throw on flats, you can throw on heels, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. But it's the variety piece. You can I even have pieces to where you can even just throw on jeans and different things like that. I think you have to give women that choice, because when they pay for quality pieces, they pay for those pieces, right? but they want to be able to be versatile in those as well.
Yeah. And I'm thinking now, now that we're transitioning from summer to fall, in some places I feel like it's getting deep into the fall, whether I'm like, how can we transition, those pieces, summer pieces to fall? Because it's here in Tennessee, it is too warm for the traditional fall sweaters. But then it's probably too cold for flip-flops. So it's kind of, any tips on that or advice on that?
Yeah. So a lot of times, and a lot of pieces that I wear like booties. Like where you can have, it covers your foot some, but you can still have your toes out just a little bit, but you don't have to wear the sandals. You don't necessarily have to wear the boots. So I think just kind of having that variety piece in your wardrobe. For me, like, listen, a good pair of black booties go a long way.
Okay. Yes.
You can definitely be versatile. I'm all about versatility when they talk about the style of what you're wearing. You definitely want to be very versatile in your dress code.
That's good. Speaking of booties, especially moms that have just given birth to their children, or the older we get, maybe you start having leg or joint pain and things like that, and maybe heels are not conducive to your back, right? Any advice or tips on, how to stay fly looking but in a flat, right?
Yeah. So getting like the flats that have like sometimes a little sparkle on the top of the front of them, little wedge like type little shoes is very, very important, because it still dresses you up a little bit. A lot of times they have like the silver ones, they have the gold ones. They also give you that opportunity to kind of be dressed up some, but not looking like you have the thong sandals. So not necessarily just the thong sandals, but the ones that have like the wedge across the top. Those give you like a look. It give you that more classy look when you're dressing up.
Nice. I like that. Yes.
They even have shoes. I don't know if you've seen like they look like little kid shoes, but they have like the sparkle on them. Like, yeah, things like that kind of dresses your outfit up, because a lot of women are into wearing the tennis shoes with the dresses now, but they have like a little sparkle to them. They have different color shoestrings sometimes. You can dress it up and not necessarily have to wear the heels.
That's good. Me and Marshawn talk about it all the time. I'll be like, girl, what you wearing with that dress? And she's like, girl, you could throw some Converse on with that. And I'm like, oh.
Yes.
Yes. So I really think that's really important, especially for mamas that are on the go, mamas that have a lot of walking to do at work, but still want to look good. How to trade in those heels for, especially in the winter time, where you can't wear flip-flops. So that's a really good recommendation. I really wanted to ask you too, for women who are trying to start and come into their own fashion, their own style, and start their own wardrobe, what do you feel like are some like pieces that women should have or should start off with when they're thinking about growing their wardrobe?
I definitely think a woman should have a good jacket. Okay. That is like a jacket dress. So it's a jacket and it's a dress at the same time, because of course you can open it up, you can close it. So you have that versatility in that piece. I do believe that a woman should always have a kimono, because they're similar of the same pieces, but you can wear a lot of different pieces, a lot of different ways. And that's so, so important when it comes down to your wardrobe. Another piece that I always feel like women should have is sets. Sets are a to go to. Women that are specifically on the go all the time, but it for me, it deals with the I've seen a lot of women deals with their self-esteem if they don't dress a certain way, they don't feel a certain way. So then they can't present themselves a certain way when it comes down to their confidence and their communication level. When a woman looks good and she feels good, she talks like a boss. She walks like a boss.
Come on.
So in order to do that, you gotta feel good. You gotta dress the part. even when you don't necessarily always feel that good. So I just really, really believe and feel like a woman should definitely have a kimono set, a jacket, a two-piece set. Um, that's just, those are my go-to pieces.
No, that's good. I love it. I love it. I'm big on sets. I wasn't before, but I'm big on them now because you can make so many outfits and switch them out as many times as you want. So it's you get a bang for your buck with it.
Yes. Yes.
I love that you said, when we don't feel good. And that's in speaking to that self-esteem, I'm really big on women and girls and their self-esteem. Because no matter what you look like really truly loving, accepting yourself and your own flaws and things like that. And so I really wanted to hear from you when it comes to when you don't feel like, well, is another question. The question is, what do you feel like is a woman's best accessory in regards to that?
In regards to themselves, a woman's best accessory is really her smile. And because the first thing people see is your smile. Your smile identifies with your confidence, what you are in life, your personality. Who you are as a person starts out with your smile, from my perspective, because whether or not you're frowning, whether or not you're smiling, it tells a whole story about you before anyone ever approach you. A lot of times that ability to be able to be around certain women, certain people, socializing is how you're able to engage with other people. And it starts with your persona, which is a part of your smile. So if you look like a person that's smiling, people are more likely going to engage with you versus a person that's not. Because then they see that smile as an opening to kind of say, oh, she's probably nice. She's probably sweet. So I think in this day and age, with women who are in business, women who are in corporate America, and women who are just trying to find themselves, I think for me it starts with the smile. So that's the best accessory to me as a woman, because it tells so much about you as a person.
Absolutely. That's powerful. I think that it doesn't start, yes, you look good, what you wear and things like that, especially as being women in a profession where you're judged by what you look like and things like that. But to remember at the end of the day, it comes from within. It's the joy that exuding from within. And so even though we're talking about fashion, we like to be fly looking. It all starts from the inside. And how you talk to yourself and how you are loving on yourself, even when you're putting on those clothes, like knowing that you are enough outside of the clothes. Absolutely.
And then, for me, so I'm a very spiritual person. I have been a part of ministry since I was 19 years old. And so I have learned as a woman, when it comes down to your smile, your confidence and different things like that, it's identifying with me as to who you are and when you know who you are and whose you are, you're able to operate in the world in a spirit of boldness and courageous that said, you know what? It doesn't matter who you think I am. It's who I believe who I am and know who I am, who God has called for me to be. And when you're able to walk in that divine destiny and charisma that God has given you, you can do that to so many different women. And you do that through what? Through your smile, through your confidence, because who you are on the inside, it shines so bright, so boldly. You have authority to change lives, to shift atmospheres just by your smile, just by knowing who you are. And when we identify and even when we encourage one another as queens, as women, honey, we have the authority and the ability to change atmospheres, worlds, just by our smile and just like knowing who we are and whose we are.
That's good. That's good. I love that. I mean, it makes me, you think about women, you look good on the outside, but if you're not filled, and if you're not full of love, if you're not full of joy, if you're not full of peace, if you're not full of like confidence and respect and all these different good things that money can't buy. It's a difference to seeing someone who's dressed down to the T to someone who's dressed down to the T, but has exuding this joy. And so I'm glad you talked about that, because I think it's so important as we are getting up in the morning, before you put on that cute shirt or that cute dress or them booties, what are you filling yourself up with? How are you talking to yourself? Because ultimately what you're telling yourself is going to come out, and you're going to share that with others, whether it's negative or positive. So
Yep.
That's good. Yes, ma'am. Speak on it. Yes. Yes. So tell me, lady, what do you feel like, what are some things about, or are there some services that you offer, with your company and your boutique, that you want to share with people that you probably feel is would be helpful for mothers who are looking for, how to dress and how to love on themselves and how to care for themselves in this way?
One of the services we offer is just being able to, you could talk to us directly.
Okay.
Yeah, they can talk to us directly to get advice. So a lot of times they message us, and when they message us, a lot of times we give them a direct contact number where they can talk to us, and they may talk about, hey, well, I have some concerns here around my waist, or my legs are too long, or my legs are too thick, or my arms, like, how does it fit? So we provide a service where we can help you to identify what piece would be better for you, versus just selecting, any piece if you're not really sure about the piece that you're trying to select. And I think that's so important. Or a lot of times they may say, hey, I'm going here. What do you think about this outfit? I have a very, and I don't do that alone. I have a very stylish friend of mine, a couple of them. And a lot of times I ask them, for advice on certain things and different things like that, because we all have different body styles.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that every outfit does not identify with every body type or style. So I like to be truthful and honest when they ask those questions. It's not about $1, but it's about making them feel good with the clothes they wear from our boutique.
Oh, nice. Absolutely. Love it. Now, are you all, your customer service, how would someone get in touch with you, and how can the listeners look you up and shop?
So they can actually go to the website, ZenoraAvenue.com, which is www.zenoravenue.com. They can go on there, and they can send a message directly, and it goes directly to our electronic devices. Or they can DM us, and those go directly to our electronic devices too, on either Facebook or IG. So we have it to where anytime any of that communication comes, it comes directly to us. So someone is going to answer those messages pretty quickly. They tell me all the time, I have people who help and support me, of course, that work for the boutique. And they say, well, you always answer before I even get a chance to reply. I was like, well, you're moving slow.
Love it. We're like, listen, come on.
Yeah. So it don't take us 48 hours to respond. We pretty much respond pretty quickly. And we do get a lot of messages that come through. So
that's so good. Now, do you all offer, do you walk individuals through if they can't figure out what size they wear, or how big, do you walk them through that process too?
Yes, we do. So we have a size chart that's actually on our website. But we also, when they talk to us as well, or they're messaging us, and they may say, hey, well, I wear a size 16, will this fit? So if we have like 1X, 2X, and 3X, we help them identify what size that they need through messages, through email, and through phone conversation as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay, good. Lady, I appreciate you so much. Before we go, I really wanted to see if there was anything else, any tips or any advice that you would offer women and mothers, even teenagers who are on this journey of trying to find their fashion, their style, anything that you can offer the folks.
Yeah. So one thing I want to offer is making sure that you exude confidence about what you wear, and how you wear it. clothes and fashion does not have to be, I would say, revealing or skimpy, but you can be sophisticated and look smart. And you can still be beautiful and be confident in who you are. And so the piece of is not always about the clothes, but it's about how you wear the clothes, and how you identify with that piece. That's gonna show your confidence of who you are as a woman. So for me, that's the best thing.
Yes, I love it. Y'all heard it, Miss Edwards dropping them gems. Listen, I appreciate you so much for being here. You have provided I'm excited. You got me all stirred up. Listen, women in self-esteem is huge, and it's definitely for our young women too. They need to hear this, especially a day and time where social media will have you thinking and believing that you need to be this way or dress this way to be seen and be heard. No, you don't. And so Miss Edwards, thank you so much for being here. You all look her up, go shopping. She is an owner. She's a Black business owner, Black woman business owner. And so we support you. We celebrate you. Thank you. Yes. So guys, this has been another episode of Sweats Heels Mental Health Podcast. Please like, share, listen on all platforms of podcasts, and also look us up on YouTube. All right. Until next episode, take care and be well, good people.
Thank you.